Dear uncles and aunts, first of all, I'd like to send my wishes for health and peace to everyone watching the Chun Li Sung channel. Thank you for always taking the time to listen to these gentle shares, each filled with meaningful values for your own well-being and for those you love. Have you ever noticed? When we were younger, we moved around swiftly, climbed hills without tiring, and could stand for long periods without our legs trembling. But in just the past few years, every time we walk down the stairs, our legs start to shake, our knees feel weak, and our calves ache nonstop. Some people assume that's just aging. Others think it's the weather or due to a naturally weak body. But the truth, it's not that simple, dear uncles and aunts. There are daily habits we repeat, seemingly harmless, that quietly wear down our legs, causing them to weaken rapidly without us even noticing. What's scary is, almost all of us are making at least one of these mistakes. I invite you to stay with me until the end of today's video. Who knows? Just one small change might help you keep your legs strong for decades to come. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the Chun Li Sung channel. It gives me motivation to share even more valuable things, and feel free to leave a comment. If this opening part sounds familiar to what you're experiencing, type the number 1. If it doesn't feel very relevant yet, feel free to type 0 so I know what to improve next time. Before we talk about the bad habits, I'd like to share a basic concept to help you picture it more clearly. Our legs, not just for walking, but they are the silent pillars that support our health from the inside out. You know, the legs might seem simple, but they quietly carry the entire body. They don't just help us walk, work, and live, but they are also deeply connected to our overall health. According to traditional medicine, the soles of the feet contain more than 60 acupuncture points, closely linked to organs like the heart, liver, lungs, kidneys, and brain. Modern medicine shows that the soles of the feet contain over 70,000 nerve endings, connecting to all the internal organs. Each step we take isn't just movement. It's a natural self-healing mechanism, helping blood flow return to the heart, nourishing the brain, and keeping circulation smooth. That's why people who maintain a daily habit of gentle walking tend to have fewer illnesses, clearer minds, better sleep, stable blood pressure, and even live longer. I often jokingly say, whoever takes care of their feet is preserving a healthy life down the road. Because when our legs are weak, we can't walk. Without walking, blood can't circulate. Poor circulation leads to so many issues: stroke, memory loss, insomnia, heart problems. I remember Uncle Tu, who lives nearby, now over 70 years old. He used to be very active, always exercising in the park, walking 2 to 3 laps every day. But just in the last 3 months, he started walking slower, legs trembling, and even had a few minor falls in the yard. The family thought it was just his age, but after a checkup, they discovered his legs had deteriorated rapidly because he wore thin, slippery rubber sandals and often sat for hours watching TV without getting up. Once they found out, he changed to proper sandals, practiced walking again step by step, and every night he soaked his feet in warm water and massaged the soles. Now his steps are much steadier. From that story, I realized something very simple. If we neglect our legs for just a few months, their strength noticeably declines. But with just a little care, from the sandals we wear to a few minutes of massage, the legs grow stronger and our health follows. In the next part, I'll share 5 common bad habits that many people are doing every day. These are the very reasons their legs weaken little by little without them realizing. After that last part, if your legs often feel numb, tired, or slightly swollen by the end of the day, then this might be the first cause: sitting in one place for too long. When we sit too long, especially on hard chairs, low chairs, or sit cross-legged, the blood in our legs can't circulate well, gradually pooling in the lower limbs. When blood doesn't return fully to the heart, the veins expand, pressure in the vessels rises, leading to varicose veins, swollen ankles, heavy calves, and over time, significantly weaker legs. Notice that office workers, drivers, tailors, or elderly people who don't move much often face this issue. At first, it's just a slight numbness or ache, but slowly, the legs grow cold at night, muscles stiffen, and it becomes easier to trip or fall due to slower reflexes. According to studies, sitting still for just over 1 hour continuously reduces blood flow from the legs to the heart by up to 50%, especially dangerous for seniors and those with heart or diabetes history. Every 40 to 60 minutes, try to stand up and move around a bit, or at least massage your ankles, flex, and extend your feet right where you sit to stimulate blood flow. If you're watching TV, reading, or sewing, place a small stool under your feet and occasionally rotate your ankles to help move the blood. Dear uncles and aunts, the legs are the roots of a healthy life, so don't let one small habit gradually steal away your strength without you even noticing. 2. Walking barefoot on cold floors. One of the habits many people have, especially older folks living in rural areas or in houses with tile floors, is walking barefoot indoors, especially early in the morning or when getting up at night to use the bathroom. It may sound harmless, even familiar, but in reality, this is one of the silent causes of weak legs, fatigue, nighttime joint pain, and gradual kidney weakness over time. According to Eastern medicine, the soles of the feet house many crucial acupressure points, especially the Yongquan point, which is closely connected to kidney energy and circulation. When we walk barefoot on cold floors, cold energy seeps up through the soles and directly affects the kidneys. At first, it may just feel like cold feet or slight numbness, but over time, it can cause muscle cramps, joint pain, colds, or long-lasting fatigue without any clear cause. Have you noticed? Some mornings you wake up and your feet feel freezing, stiff, and as soon as you step out of bed, your knees tremble or your calves ache. That's a sign that cold air has seeped into your soles overnight. Some even go to the doctor and find nothing serious, yet they always feel sluggish, heavy-headed, and tired, and the culprit is letting their feet soak in the cold day after day. So even when indoors, it's best to wear soft-soled slippers or thin socks to keep your soles warm and protect the dozens of crucial nerve endings from damage. If you often wake during the night, keep a pair of fabric-lined slippers next to your bed, so you won't have to step barefoot onto a cold tile floor. A pair of warm feet is a body that's protected from the ground up, and keeping your feet warm every day is a quiet but powerful way to care for your kidneys, liver, heart, and even your emotional well-being. In the next part, I'll share a habit that seems unrelated to your legs, but can cause swelling, soreness, and silent damage to blood vessels if done for too long. Please stay tuned. 3. Eating too much salt causes swollen legs. The third habit may seem unrelated to your legs, but it's actually the reason why many people experience swelling, calf pain, and heaviness when moving. That habit is eating too salty. Salt is an essential seasoning, but if consumed excessively, especially through fish sauce, pickled vegetables, salted dried fish, thick soy sauce, it causes the body to retain water, increases pressure in the blood vessels, and leads to edema in the lower limbs. Have you noticed that many older people often have slight swelling around the ankles, with sunken marks when pressed, or calves that feel as heavy as if weighed down by lead? That's not just a sign of poor circulation, but also linked to a high-sodium diet over time. When the body takes in too much salt, the kidneys must work extra hard to filter out the excess. If kidney function is weakened, salt and water begin to accumulate in the tissues, especially in the legs, where blood has a harder time circulating due to gravity. That explains why many people who eat salty food often feel leg fatigue, knee pain, and light swelling by late afternoon or evening. If this situation persists, it doesn't just affect the legs, it also harms cardiovascular health, blood pressure, and gradually wears down overall wellness. So if you often experience heavy legs, numbness after sitting too long, or light swelling around the ankles, try reducing your daily salt intake. Prioritize boiled or steamed dishes. Cut back on fish sauce and soy sauce, and avoid eating too much pickled or preserved foods. In addition, you can support your body's natural sodium elimination by adding gentle diuretic and liver-cooling herbs like pennywort juice, plantain leaf tea, or artichoke flower tea. 4. Wearing tight shoes or high heels, the silent enemies of your feet. One of the silent culprits damaging our feet, especially for middle-aged women and older adults, is wearing improper footwear, particularly shoes that are too tight, high heels, or hard-soled sandals that don't conform to the feet. It may sound simple, but in reality, many knee, spine, and even chronic headache issues stem from the shoes we wear every day. When you wear tight shoes, pressure on the toes, heels, and soles increases significantly. Over time, the feet become deformed, leading to calluses, heel pain, Achilles tendinitis, bunions, and even changes in foot structure, making every step a burden. With high heels, the body's weight shifts forward, putting excess strain on the knees, throwing off spinal alignment, eventually causing joint degeneration, back pain, and increasing fall risks with age. Notice how many elderly people walk more slowly, unsteadily, and unevenly, not just because muscles and joints have weakened, but largely due to long-term habits of wearing unsuitable footwear in their younger years. Worse still, when foot balance is compromised, reflexes during falls weaken, putting older adults at greater risk of hip fractures, a serious accident that can impact their later quality of life. That's why you should choose sandals with soft soles, anti-slip grip, and a snug fit. Ideally with a slight heel, not too thin and not too high. If possible, replace your shoes every 6-12 months depending on use to protect your foot structure. And importantly, every evening, gently massage the soles and ankles to relax the ligaments after a full day of bearing weight. 5. Neglecting foot massage before bed. Missing a daily chance to self-heal. Did you know? The soles of the feet are considered the second heart of the body, where tens of thousands of nerve endings and many acupressure points connect to the heart, liver, kidneys, lungs, and stomach. Just 5 minutes of gentle foot massage each night before bed is not only a form of relaxation, but also activates circulation, improves blood flow, promotes deeper sleep, and brings calm after a long day. Yet many people, especially older adults, often skip this simple act. After washing their feet, they go straight to bed. Some even leave their feet damp and cold, not drying them thoroughly before pulling up the blanket. Over time, the feet become icy cold at night, stiff in the morning, and numb upon waking. Without realizing it, all started from missing just a few minutes of care each night. According to Eastern medicine, simply massaging around the Yongquan point at the center of the sole helps regulate energy, soothe the nerves, and improve sleep quality. Modern medicine also shows that foot massage helps dilate peripheral blood vessels, aiding the heart in pumping blood evenly, especially to the lower limbs, where blood often pools when lying down. If possible, use herbal oils or soak your feet in warm water before massaging. The benefits will be even more noticeable. For those who suffer from insomnia, cold feet, or knee pain at night, this is a gentle, safe, and highly effective therapy to restore your leg health every day. And now, let me summarize the 5 habits that silently harm your legs, so we can reflect and gradually change them for a stronger, more resilient body from the ground up. Dear uncles and aunts, we often talk about the heart as the rhythm of life, or about the liver and kidneys as the organs responsible for detox and sustaining life. But sometimes we forget that our legs are what carry our entire body throughout our lifetime. From those first steps as children to the long walks in our working years, and even into old age, each step reflects our health and dignity as a person. There are people who, even in their later years, still walk steadily, go to the market on their own, tend to their gardens, and take morning walks. That's not just luck. That's a well-earned reward for those who took care of their legs early on. On the other hand, there are many who, in their early 60s, already need help getting down the steps, tremble walking uphill, or only dare walk around the house for fear of falling. These things don't happen overnight. They are the result of decades of neglecting our silent legs. Don't wait until you're stuck in one spot to miss the feeling of walking under the morning sun. Don't wait until you need someone to hold you up to realize how precious your strong legs once were. Health doesn't come from extravagant things. It comes from the simple ones. A well-fitting pair of sandals, a minute of ankle rotations each morning, or 5 minutes of gentle massage before bed. And most importantly, the awareness that our feet deserve the same care as any other organ in the body. If you found today's video helpful, please leave a comment. I will take care of my feet starting today. So together we can build motivation for healthy living from the simplest things. And don't forget to click subscribe on the Chanli Song channel so you won't miss out on thoughtful, easy to understand, and relatable health tips that help you grow stronger every day.